Hello there, folks. I'm the Blockbuster Beach Bum, analyzing the films that you may or may not have seen on the big screen. Man, I am so happy that this movie is doing well. Today, I am going to be discussing the new movie starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. Gravity. Man. Have you ever seen... I can't say how amazing... enough praise for this movie. You've probably already heard all over your social media feeds and watching countless YouTube videos how amazing this film is from much better film critics than myself. So, yeah, I'm stoked. I just saw this tonight and I'm already thinking about seeing it a second and third time. And that's a good sign of a movie, that you're thinking about your future viewings of the film. And I know I'm going to love it every time. Man. Wow. Okay, so basically, if you've been living under a rock for the past, 5 days, here's what's going down. Gravity is a $100 million, I don't want to call it science fiction movie, I'm going to call it a space movie. Space thriller with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. And Clooney is on his last mission in space. Bullock is a scientist up there. She's a medical doctor, more specifically. She's not used to space, and she gets, unlatched, something happens, things go wrong, and it's about her journey trying to get back to Earth. Oosh. Now, if you told me 2 months ago that this movie was going to make 55 million opening weekend, I would have said, dream on, man. And then I would have looked like a total loser, because this movie broke the box office record for the highest opening in October. It's also the highest opening for either George Clooney or Sandra Bullock. And the amazing part is 59% of the audience, according to, I saw it on Cinema Blend, but I think 59 or 50 something percent of the audience was over the age of 35. That says something when older audiences really want to seek something out. That speaks to either the advertising or sometimes the star power of the movie. But I think even if you didn't have Clooney or Bullock, I mean, obviously the film wouldn't have done as well if you didn't have those two in the movie. But I think the visuals, oh my god. It seems like ever since you had Avatar in 2009, then you had Inception in 2010, you had Hugo in 2011, Life of Pi in 2012, and then this for 2013, Gravity. This movie is going to be a big contender at the Oscars, I think. I don't know if it's going to win, director or picture. I hope it does. I got to see the other films that are probably going to be up for Best Picture, like 12 Years a Slave, The Butler, and all those movies. But, man, I think a lot of the Oscar movies are like, uh-oh. This movie, I'm so glad it's doing well. Because it's a well-crafted, well-executed, well-made movie. Well-made space movie that doesn't have aliens, it doesn't have laser beams. It's a movie that takes place in outer space, and yet I know it does have inaccuracies. There has been talk about that, but really that shouldn't take away from the fact that it's an exciting movie. I mean, for example, Titanic. The ending of Titanic, the boat sinking, according to eyewitness accounts, it was a little different. It wasn't as action-packed. But it made for probably one of the best executed action scenes ever, in my opinion. I think I watched it on VHS not too long ago, and that's a really well done action scene. But enough with Titanic. Gravity. It opens with, I believe somebody said, a 13-minute shot of them repairing the station and repairing the ship and making some adjustments or whatever. I want to see it again to get more details. But my jaw was dropped. It's one of those things where for 13 minutes, it holds. It holds, and there's stuff moving around, people doing things. Wow. Visually, it just blows your mind. and it looks like they're in outer space. Some of the best special effects I've ever seen in any movie. Because when I first saw the trailer, I didn't think about the special effects. I'm like, holy shit, they're in outer space. Pardon my French, but yeah, wow. Oh my god. It's like overload because it's just so good. And then you have, there's a lot of visually impressive scenes, but I think the opening scene's one of my favorites, but another scene I like to talk about is a scene where the debris heads over to one of the shuttles. Oh man, that was like a scene out of a nightmare. That made me think of the storm sequence in Life of Pi. Like that was kind of like that movie's like big moment. In Life of Pi, I felt the big moment was the storm, and that was a beautifully well executed scene. In this movie, in outer space, and plus with the sound design of this movie is so great because you can't really hear, there's no sound in space, and you just hear this musical score and Sandra Bullock screaming and George Clooney saying, "Do you copy?" And it's just such a well-crafted, thrilling moment. These well-crafted, thrilling moments. It's just unbelievable, man. Wow. Now, story. There has been some debate with story. Some people think there's not enough story. Other people think that they would have wanted less story. All I can really say to that is it was fine. It was enough for the 90 minutes that they were telling the story. And I can't believe this movie's also 90 minutes. We're so used to seeing movies that are at least like 100 to, 150, 160 something minutes. Like I remember, with The Dark Knight Rises, it was a movie that was like 2 hours and 40 some odd minutes long, where you only see Batman 3 times. It's just crazy how long movies are, and this movie is just a 90-minute thriller. But it is also kind of inspirational. It has like a story to it. It has heart. I like that they had Sandra Bullock as this main character, because if you had somebody who was more glamorous than Sandra Bullock, it just wouldn't have worked and you wouldn't have found it believable. But with Sandra Bullock as this doctor, I was riveted every moment she was on screen. And man, she was amazing in this movie. She was really, she was nauseous in the beginning. Her way she was breathing, when she was nervous. And then you also have Clooney, who I'm not a big Clooney fan, but he works in this movie so well because he's so charming. And his character is essentially like the charming veteran character. It's like his last mission, and he's more concerned about trying to beat some guy's record for spacewalking. But and he just tells story after story, so that way he can calm everybody down. He tries to calm Sandra Bullock down, and he's excellent in the movie. He's really good. It's really great, because you have a limited amount of characters, and I like that with this movie, where you have you have Ed Harris, Houston, and then you have this other astronaut who's up there, and some other people. But other than that, you had Sandra Bullock mostly in this movie, who was fantastic. And it was also inspirational at the same time. It's the type of film that I think people who like watching a great movie want to watch. People who just, like Joanne and Cletus would like to watch this movie. And I think, and critics are loving this movie. This thing has 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, 96 on Metascore. Oh my god, it's like on the IMDb top 250, number 44. I mean, obviously it's going to decrease a bit, but I think it's going to stay on there. I really do. I think it's going to stay on there for a while, because it's just really just so impressive. And this is going to be like the movie to see right now. Man, if you're going to the movies this week and you're trying to figure out what you're going to see, watch Gravity. Now, in terms of 3D, maybe it's because I was more compelled with what was happening on screen than the 3D, but I didn't really notice it too much. I mean, more with this, the thing I like about 3D in this and Life of Pi is that you notice the depth of the image, and you see space, and then Sandra Bullock flipping over, in 0G, and you have the scenes where objects are kind of going near the camera and all the debris and stuff, and obviously you need 3D moments like that because it's a 3D movie. And I thought the 3D was used fairly effectively. It's better than most movies. However, I think people say it's very good in IMAX 3D, which I think that's usually a given. Usually, people say like IMAX 3D is amazing. Or at least when I hear about good 3D movies, it's like about the IMAX 3D version. But I'm probably going to see this in 2D on Friday when I see it again. I don't know, probably. And I'm probably going to see it a third time this year because this movie's so good. It's not even funny. This movie is just amazing. I hope I didn't like heighten everybody's expectations, but I'm just a college student on the internet, so hopefully that shouldn't affect you too much. And that's about it. If you need to, I mean, man, so good, so good. I just really wanted to post this. I'm the Blockbuster Beach Bum, signing out. Hey folks, stop a moment. I'd just like to give credit to Jimmy Finizzi. He's one of my good friends from college, and he created that really, really neat intro at the beginning. So I want to give him a shout out. That'll be my new intro from now on. I really liked it. It's like a Touchstone parody, obviously, but it's really nice. I really liked it. Thank you, Jimmy, as always. And yeah, next time you'll see me will probably be the Man of Steel review, where I criticize the new Superman movie. So I'll see you guys later.